You said that you would be entitled, if you were reelected, to a revenge tour, but you wouldn't go on it. When I hear you bring up Adam again, are you still of that opinion? You would not look backwards. You would only look forwards if you were reelected?
I only look for the truth. And when I find the truth, I think the people have to know the truth. Because these people have maligned me for 7 years. They've been maligning me and libeling me and creating false stuff. I mean,
but would you use the power of the presidency to go after the people? Would you use the power of the Would you use the power of the presidency to go after the people who maligned you?
We want to find the truth more than anything else.
In the annals of American history, no president or former president had ever faced criminal indictments until this year. Donald Trump, however, shattered that precedent when he found himself entangled in a web of legal troubles, facing a barrage of criminal charges across multiple states. The stakes couldn't be higher for the former president, whose sprawling business empire now teeters on the brink of financial ruin. With 4 criminal cases looming over him, Trump's legal woes read like a laundry list of felony counts. In Washington, D.C., he faced 4 felony charges for his relentless efforts to overturn the 2020 election results. Meanwhile, in Georgia, he stared down 13 felony counts for his alleged election interference in that state. New York served as the battleground for 34 felony charges related to hush money payments to a porn star, while Florida added insult to injury with an additional 40 felony counts for hoarding classified documents and obstructing the government's attempts to recover them. But perhaps the most damning blow came from a civil fraud lawsuit that saw Trump, along with his company and key executives, including his sons Eric and Donald Jr., ordered to pay a staggering $355 million in penalties. Judge Arthur Engoron's scathing rebuke punctured the myth of Trump's business acumen, exposing a decades-long scheme to artificially inflate his net worth by billions of dollars. The repercussions were swift and severe, with Trump's financial fabrications costing him dearly in terms of both reputation and resources. Engoron's ruling not only levied hefty financial penalties but also imposed strict limitations on Trump's business dealings, effectively shackling his company's ability to operate freely. The verdict delivered a crippling blow to Trump's carefully crafted image as a titan of industry, leaving him scrambling to salvage what remained of his tarnished legacy. For Trump, the consequences of Engoron's decision reverberated far beyond the courtroom, casting a dark shadow over his aspirations for a triumphant return to the White House. Now, if that's not enough for us to know a man like Trump will take revenge on his enemies, which in reality will only hurt the rest of us in this country, what about the rape case? No, I didn't forget. In 2019, advice columnist E. Jean Carroll accused Donald Trump of sexually assaulting her in a New York department store around the mid-90s. Trump vehemently denied the allegations, calling Carroll a whack job and claiming they had never met. He repeated these denials in various forums, including court appearances. The jury awarded Carroll $18.3 million in compensatory damages and $65 million in punitive damages. Trump just recently posted a bond of over $91 million to appeal the $83 million judgment against him. This was the second ruling in less than a year in favor of Carroll, who had previously been awarded $5 million in damages for sexual abuse and defamation. Now, maybe you can see this man's plans for revenge coming. America needs to be eyes wide open. As he navigates the treacherous waters of yet another presidential bid, Trump finds himself locked in a desperate struggle to stave off financial ruin and preserve the remnants of his once mighty empire. But with each passing day, the walls seem to close in tighter, threatening to extinguish the flickering flames of his political ambitions once and for all. In the tumultuous theater of American politics, Donald Trump emerges as a figure consumed by desperation, his every move tinged with the unmistakable sin of fear and desperation. As he takes to the stage at raucous rallies and commandeers the airwaves with bombastic interviews, Trump's demeanor betrays the harrowing truth that lies beneath the surface, an embattled man on the brink of financial collapse, clinging to power with all his might. With the weight of multiple criminal indictments bearing down upon him like a vice, Trump's once vaunted empire stands on the precipice of ruin, its foundations shaken by the seismic tremors of legal retribution. Yet, rather than face his predicament with humility and contrition, Trump chooses instead to double down on his trademark bluster and bravado, hurling wild accusations and conspiracy theories into the maelstrom of public discourse. In his frenzied quest to shore up support among his fervent MAGA faithful, Trump descends into a frenetic frenzy of demagoguery, is every utterance laced with the venom of desperation. With a hypnotic blend of bombast and bluster, he seeks to mesmerize his loyal followers, weaving a tangled web of deceit and distortion in a bid to secure their unwavering allegiance. But beneath the veneer of bravado lies a man teetering on the edge of madness, his once proud visage contorted by the gnawing specter of impending doom. As he rails against perceived enemies and marshals his dwindling forces for one final assault on the halls of power, Trump's desperation becomes palpable, a feverish madness driving him ever closer to the brink of oblivion. Yet, even as the walls close in around him and the vultures circle overhead, Trump refuses to relent, his steely resolve unshaken by the specter of defeat. For in his heart of hearts, he knows that only victory can deliver him from the abyss, offering a slim hope of redemption in the face of almost certain destruction. And so, as the battle lines are drawn and the stage is set for one final showdown, Trump marshals his forces for a desperate gambit, staking everything on a single roll of the dice. For in the crucible of political warfare, there can be no quarter given, no mercy shown, only victory or defeat, triumph or ruination, life or death. And for Donald Trump, the stakes have never been higher, the odds never more dire. Trump's revenge plan unveiled. Imagine a world where revenge reigns supreme, and no one is safe from the wrath of a former president scorned. That's the nightmare scenario looming if Trump gets his way for a second term. Let's break it down so everyone can understand what's at stake.
Is revenge sweet?
I believe strongly in getting even. If somebody has hurt you, if somebody's gone out of their way to hurt you, I think that if you have the opportunity, you should certainly go out of your way to do a number on them. And
First off, Trump's got a hit list a mile long. From Joe Biden to anyone who's ever crossed him, no one's safe. He's talking about using the Justice Department like his own personal army, going after folks he sees as enemies with everything he's got. But it's not just politicians in Trump's crosshairs. He's also got some pretty scary plans for immigrants. We're talking about mass deportations and detention camps here. Folks, families torn apart, people living in fear. It's not a pretty picture. And it doesn't stop there. Trump's also talking about sending the military to the border and even invading Mexico. Yeah, you heard that right. He's not messing around. But what's really got folks worried is Trump's plan to crack down on crime and dissent. We're talking about the National Guard patrolling our streets, folks getting locked up just for speaking their minds. It's like something out of a dystopian nightmare. And let's not forget about Trump's attack on democracy itself. He's going after the media, the courts, anything that stands in his way. It's like he's trying to tear down everything that makes America great. That in the process of fooling his mega base that he will make America great again. So, yeah, the stakes are pretty high. If Trump gets his way, we could be looking at a future where revenge and tyranny rule the day. It's up to you to realize what may be coming and make choices that say you believe that having a dictator in charge does not make America great again. Think hard on that one. See you guys in the next video. Thanks.